Well, we're going to go ahead and get going. I'll let people in. Oh, here comes somebody. Great. If you guys, if I miss out and I've not seeing somebody trying to get in, somebody let me know. And I'm really okay with, hey, my name's Terry, by the way. I guess all of you know that, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming tonight. I just, as many of you know, I've been doing programs for people for the last, outside of my schoolwork, for the last several years. And I've got another one coming up in a couple of weeks, but I really wanted to take this opportunity to share a little bit of a smaller module of the bigger one that I'm going to be presenting, and one that I've actually done over the last couple of years. And I do have a lot of my family on here. We don't need to out anybody unless you want to put it in the chat who you are and where you're hailing from. And then I do have some friends in here, Morgan and Lynn. Lynn's a fellow faculty member, and Morgan is a great equine specialist here in the Valley and works with people and horses. And I've had the pleasure of working with Morgan a few times over the last couple of years. So that's who those people are. So what I found out today was, and I thought this was really pertinent, because this was not part of my plan to share this today until I saw this. But all it takes is 32 days to totally not do your New Year's resolutions. It just takes 32 days. So I was so thankful when I saw this article, and it fits so well with what we're going to talk about tonight. So basically, quit day for any of your New Year's resolutions that you started out on January 1st. Tomorrow is the day that's called the quit day. So it's 32 days. Tomorrow's 32 days. And it was like, how perfect that my session, I developed it honestly, I didn't think about it. I just thought about, well, it's the end of January. Sometimes we kind of lose track, or maybe some people haven't even gotten started yet. But when this came in today, it was like, wow, this is perfect. So tomorrow's quit day. It's the day that we call it quits on our New Year's resolutions. Another thing that we're going to talk about tonight is mindset, how we think about something. And this one fit just right. 1 in 7 people never actually believe they'll see their resolution through. So we may write them down. We may etch our name in stone, or, cross our fingers, toes, and everything else. But 1 in 7 people actually never believe they see their resolution too. So mindset's a big deal in success, in being able to approach success. And then the top 3 reasons that people fail, and I thought this was really totally right on what we're going to talk about tonight, is the choices we make. And so the top 3 reasons that people fail at their resolutions are 52% lack the discipline to stay on track. Because once we make a decision, okay, I really want to get this goal or whatever, it's like we got to stay on track. And a lot of times people take these gigantic, or try to take these gigantic leaps, or set these goals way high, and we fail. So what we'll talk about tonight a little bit is about taking small steps and the choices that we make in our mind. And then another 43% are too busy and too hectic to keep up with their routine. And it was like, damn, that nailed it. We're going to talk about time. We're going to talk about time management tonight as well, and how to be a time warrior. And then the third top reasons why people fail is that there's 40% social pressure. So either to pull us away from our goal, or take us, or distract us. So I thought this little article, and this is based on some research that was done by another organization, but I thought, man, this was perfect for us. So can anybody relate to this? I mean, are you looking at well, maybe I had some, things I wanted to do, and maybe I haven't done them, and oh gosh, I don't even remember what they were, or whatever. Can you guys relate to this? And feel free to speak up or put it in the chat. Actually, I don't know if I can see the chat. Or just speak up, since there's a small group.
You said February 1 was quit day, because quit day was yesterday for me. It just was done.
You just said, that's it, I've had it. All right, well, you're ahead of the pack, Lynn. Anybody relate to this?
I didn't even set any resolutions this year.
I'm with you, Sharon. Me too. I was like, I know myself too well. Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I just have a friend approached me a couple days ago to start doing a Bible study, which I've never done before. And so I think this is really going to help me when you said about the time management and so forth, because I do consider myself, oh, I'm just too busy to,
Yeah.
spend 15 minutes and doing something that's constructive. So I don't know, it's not necessarily a New Year's resolution, but it is something that I want to do, but to get motivated and I need to be accountable for it. So
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad you brought that up because we're going to do a little exercise tonight to help you with that. Just a little taste. I mean, we're going to do a little bit of exercise. So not exercise, but an exercise. So the work that I've been doing over the last several years, and I know just about every one of you, my two other friends that just jumped in, Kameen and Camille, jumped in, have read my book. But what I've really decided is that what I've been living over the last 35 years is really about the science of well-being. And Martin Seligman is a researcher that's been around for, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 years. And he's first associated with positive psychology. And he became president of the association of, it was the APA, so the American Psychological Association. And his whole goal was to kind of shift the focus of psychology from all the bad things that happen to us to, well, is there anything good that can happen? So he's really evolved his work through lots of different channels, not just himself, but other people have really brought the science of well-being forward. And what he talks about and what I'm working with people on is optimal performance is tied to good levels of well-being, not just happiness. It's not, so well-being is much more than just being happy. And sometimes that has turned people off. Like, oh, I have to be happy now. I don't want to be happy. Okay, well, maybe that's okay. You can be however you want. So it's really about good levels of well-being. The higher the positive morale. So we could do a whole class. We could do a whole session on positivity. But he's talking about the higher the positive morale, the better the performance. And the 8 people or the 7 people that I have on these screens right now, I know you have positivity. You do. I've experienced you personally. I've experienced you professionally. The better the performance. So the goal, when we look at the goal that we want for ourselves, is to increase the amount of flourishing in your own life and on the planet. So it's about flourishing. Some of it is about happiness. Some of it is about raising our level of happiness. Now, the building blocks of well-being are, you can put them in a word called PERMA. PERMA. So PERMA is positive emotions. And once again, we could go deep into each one of these, but for tonight, we're just going to touch and do a little taster of each. So positive emotions. Are you experiencing more positive affect in your life and in your daily life? Are you engaged with people and activities and life that is engaging to you, that really hooks you? Are you experiencing moments of flow? And tonight we're going to talk about the way we engage is by using our strengths. It has to also, our well-being has to do with relationships. So are we with people that are more uplifting or the Debbie Downers in our lives? Are we choosing, and it comes to that choice point, am I choosing to spend more time with people that I actually feel uplifted around and about versus the ones that, and you guys, I would bet, give me a show of hands that you know what I'm talking about. The people who are uplifting.
Oh, yeah.
And then the people who are like, eh. Yeah. So we get that. It's not science. It's not, rocket science. Are we engaging in meaningful activity and something that has some kind of purpose to it? And we have all different age ranges in our little group, and the groups that I work with are very similar. So sometimes the meaning and what we're doing in our life on purpose may have to do with where we are in the stage of life. For many people, and I know myself, meaning has always come from the work I've done. And here I am, 43 years into a teaching career, and like, okay, I'm going to leave that full-time gig and do something else, but I'm still looking for what's going to give me meaning and keep me on purpose. So these might be things that you're considering too, no matter where you're at. Are you engaged in things that bring you meaning? And then the 5th one, the A, is accomplishment. and, you know, what our achievements, our goals, the things that, you know, really turn us on. But the key with that is, are you celebrating? Are you celebrating when, yeah, I got that done. I did that. Or even looking back and going, wow, what a great career I've had. Or what a great family I've raised. Or what a great book I've written. Or what a great horse I've raised, Camille. Yeah.
Thank you.
We can say many of those. Or horses I've trained. Are you out in the barn right now?
No, I'm driving.
Oh, okay. Keep your eyes forward. So, but what I'm trying to get at is that we accomplish, you know, we put our nose to the grindstone, and then we're like, oh gosh, I forgot to celebrate. So these are the building blocks of well-being and how we get there. We're going to go into a couple of these. Now, so those of you who've worked with me before know about the ladder, and we do this whole thing on the ladder. But the one thing I want to say about this tonight is that in the work that the little bit of work that we're going to do tonight, which can have some pretty powerful effects, is really about how high up on the ladder are you? So what I mean by that is, can we go to the higher level to get a bigger view at our highest points in our perspective, joyful, creative, caring, you know, feeling good? Because all of us have had those down days where we go down that ladder. So tonight it's really about, can we move ourselves one more rung up that ladder and have a view? So if you're like, what is she talking about? All right, think about this. Have you ever climbed the ladder to get on the roof to clear out what are those things called? The gutters. What do you see up there that you don't see when you're on the ground?
Everything.
You see everything.
Yeah.
Perspective. Yeah. Perspective.
Okay, a perspective, right. Anything else? You probably say, I see the damn leaves that I got to get off the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and once again, we can spend a lot more time on this, but what I want you to get is that when we take ourselves up the ladder, it gives us a bigger view, a broader perspective, so that we can actually see more of where we want to go with our goals. We can come from a place of higher creativity, come from a place of higher energy. I work with this all the time. I can go, boom. I'm not immune, but what I've found is that I go up a little bit sooner now. I don't have to hang out down there. I don't have to be in that mire and that muck and that dark place. I can go, all right, I can get up there. Is that making sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, good. All right, let's take a look at another one. Okay, so there's just 3 ideas that I'm going to share tonight. Okay, one is using your strengths, and it doesn't have to be the muscle building kind, but the inner strengths. Another one's going to be a time warrior. So Cindy, I'm so glad you're here tonight because you're right on with that. And the third one is about making crazy good choices. And we're just going to take a little sampler of each. So in the work that Martin Seligman did, he and his team created an assessment tool called the VIA, Virtues in Action Character Strengths Assessment. And I'm going to give all of you access to that later, and when we're done, if you want. But it's a quick assessment for us to be able to see what are our top character strengths. Now we have all of these. These are 24 character strengths that we all have. And in his assessment, it comes out to be, what are our top ones, what are our middle ones, and what are the ones that, you know, we're not really using but are still there. So what I want each of you to do right now is I just want you to look at this grid, and just from what you know of yourself, what are 2 strengths that you know you have? And you can either write them down or put them in that steel trap memory of yours. So pick 2 that you know you have. And give me a thumbs up when you've got them, when you feel like you've got them nailed. Okay, Cindy, good. Good. Okay. Sharon, do you have yours?
Yep.
Okay, good. And I'm assuming Camille do too. All right, got 2 strengths. All right, now what I'd like you to do is so you got your 2 strengths. Now, how are you using them every day? Because one of the things that we know about strengths is that when we use them every day, it moves us more into that engagement. It moves us into that flow where we just do things without even thinking. It's like, well, we're thinking, but we're not like straining. So how are you using them every day? Would anyone like to give me an example of one of your strengths and how you used it today?
Well, with one of mine, it's spirituality, and we do a devotion each morning. So
So Cindy, so that's a good example. You're using them every day. And then, so let's move to the next question is, how are you using them for something bigger than yourself, or for yourself and something bigger than yourself?
well, so like if somebody should come to me and need guidance or have questions about the Bible or God, that I would hopefully have some knowledge to share with them to help guide them with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let me ask you this, Cindy, when you're using that strength of spirituality and you're using it every day, you're doing your devotion, and then you're being able to share and help others, how do you feel? How does it help you feel?
Well, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
brings is what it does. So
It brings what?
joy.
Yeah. That's up the ladder.
Okay.
Right on. Right on. All right. Who else would like to share? Just give me one strength and how you're using it today or every day.
Love.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Sharon. And how are you using that every day?
Well, I live with this incredible woman. And I have these two great dogs, and I have a lot of really, really meaningful friends.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah. I'm gonna add something to that, Sharon, because something you've shared with me this week is how you've really made an intention to reach out to people as they come into your awareness, or as you think of them, you pick up the phone or you text them and say, hey, let's do something.
Yeah.
You know, so and so when you're in that, your life is what? How would you finish that sentence?
blessed.
Yeah.
It's abundant. It's
Yeah.
it's full.
Yeah. Anyone else like to share one strength and give a couple of examples?
Well, Tara, one thing that came to me was leadership, and I think that's more along the lines of organization to me. That can be as simple as managing the family calendar. You know, just to keep things on track and keep things, I don't know, organized and peaceful. And then using them work with other people. I'm the one that will arrange the big dinner or the outing or the something. And I think I look at that as leadership. So, it can be simple things like that. It doesn't have to be a big,
Yeah, absolutely, Patty. I mean, that's, you're using it every day. Sometimes people think, oh, that's a strength I use at work. But, your leadership in your family is evident, and how you're helping the others in your family, like the ones who are getting older and need a little bit of organizational stuff. Yeah, absolutely. All right, awesome. So that's practice number one, is working with your strengths. So time is a mindset. So remember, a mindset is how we think about something. So there's a couple ways to look at this. There's time scarcity, a feeling of never enough time, running out of time, no time to stop, no time to think, too busy wasting time. Does that sound familiar to some people? You don't have to raise your hands, just smile. Or there's also this mindset of time affluence, a feeling of having control, a feeling like you have enough time on an everyday basis to promote happiness. Now, before we get to that thing about time affluence, I do want to bring out one of my tried and true resources. I don't know if any of you have ever read this book, The Phantom Toll Booth. Anybody read it? Come on, you guys, you're missing out. You think it's a
Nope.
it's really written for adults. So there's this kid Milo who goes into a phone booth and he goes on some adventure. He doesn't really know where he's going, but he's been in the doldrums and he's just kind of hanging out, doesn't really know where he's going. And he runs into a dog named Talk. And Talk says, "What are you doing here?" And the kid says, "Just killing time." "You see, killing time," the dog says. He roars, he's furious. It's bad enough wasting time without killing it. And so what he talks to Milo about is, you're in the doldrums because you haven't been thinking. You've just been sort of bumbling along. But anyway, he goes on and on and on. But I think that was a really good example of sometimes we think about time as just, I'm killing it, or I'm wasting it, or I don't have enough. The mindset of time affluence is that I have enough time for what I need to do. I set my mind, I use my mindset. Okay, I have enough time. So Cindy, you were talking about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like there's something 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to practice. So before I start my stopwatch, because I love being the stopwatch person, is I want you to think about one little thing that you think might be able to be done in 3 minutes. So it could be you send an email real quick, or you jot down your menu for, tomorrow's meal, or you have an idea and it's like, and sometimes my ideas, I put them on little, sticky notes. That's all I do is I put my ideas here. So think about one thing you can do in 3 minutes. Keep it simple. Don't try to write the, next constitution of, some other foreign country. Don't do that. Or how are you going to fix some major social problem? Does everybody have something that they think that can be done in 3 minutes? Yes. Even if you're not sure, I want you to get a blank piece of paper and just start writing. Just free form write. Well, if I had 3 minutes, this is what I would be doing. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Okay. I'm the timer. Remember, I'm really good at this. I was a PE teacher, so I know how to do this. All right. Ready? 3 minutes. Go. You're halfway through.
Seriously?
Gosh.
Feels like a lot of time.
See, it's already working.
Oh,
It's working.
yeah.
Milo would love you. That was 3 minutes.
Dang. That was
Right,
really
so-
long.
Okay, so what I'd like to hear from as many people as want to share is what was your experience of it? So what was your experience of having 3 minutes? And then we can talk about what you did, but let's talk about what was your experience of that?
I thought it was longer than 3 minutes.
It
Yeah.
felt longer to you,
Felt longer.
okay?
Yep.
All right. What are some other experiences?
My brain kind of went in overdrive, just so many different thoughts of what I could be, doing.
Okay,
A
so
lot
you,
of-
yeah,
yeah.
did you pick one? Okay, so that's a great point. And Patty, I apologize. I'll come back to you and go.
Oh, no
So
worries.
what did you do in that long 3 minutes? But let's go to Morgan, because I think that's another thing about time scarcity is that, oh my God, I have so many things. So were you able, Morgan, to pick one thing?
Yes, it was actually to start a load of laundry.
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But
Right.
3 minutes, I could probably fold some laundry now.
Yeah.
Well, you just gotta set the timer. All right, Pat, so what did you do? Patty, what did you do?
Well, typically what I would do, I didn't do it this time. I would rewrite my list because I'm a huge list maker. And that, to me, that gives me that time to reorganize all the things I want to do.
Yeah,
So, it's just I'll rewrite a list until I love it. So
okay, all right, nice. Anybody else? What was your
That's good.
experience?
Terry, I felt like I felt the pressure of the 3 minutes, like let's get it done, let's get it done. And so it was a great experience because then I was like, I have a bunch of emails. I had done a kind of open loop dump on a page earlier today, and I was like, oh, I got through the first one. She hasn't called time yet. Okay, who's next? Let me do another one. Oh, wait, she still hasn't called time. So it was that like,
Yeah.
and not from a rushed place, but almost an adrenaline fun place to see
Yeah.
how much I could get done in that 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that, Camille, because I think that there's something about that oh my God, I only have 3 minutes. But I really appreciate well, let's make it fun. What can I do in 3 minutes? Right, I like it. Anybody else?
I just maybe I didn't quite understand, but I made a list of things I could do in 3 minutes.
That's okay.
that's what I thought it was, but mine was a real list. Yeah.
No, it was to do it. Now, I
Oh.
did this because I did this this same exercise with a group of nurses out in Hawaii. And it was amazing because you know how nurses are, they're kind of busy. They have a lot of things going on. And so when I did this, and I really only gave them 3 minutes, I had people saying, I sent those I wrote and sent those emails. I finished an eval. Can you imagine finishing a staff eval in 3 minutes? Like,
Mhm.
I called my son's school. So what I want to get at is that we can spend all of our time going, I don't have enough time. I don't know what to do. Or we can go, you know what? I've got 3 minutes or I've got 15 minutes and I'm going to set my watch or my timer and I'm going to do it. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Good
Sounds pretty-
idea.
That's a deep voice there, brother.
Hey, what you doing?
Is this your break, Rick? Rick's working. So is it okay? How much time do you have?
Got
3
like
minutes.
3 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got a 3-minute break, bro.
What can you do?
Oh, okay, I really gotta watch the time. All right, let's move on. All right. So I once again, this is practice number 2. What can you do? So set your timer. And I've done this. I've had things that have been bugging me. I'm like, all right, I have 20 minutes. I set my timer. I bring it in front of me. I do it. And I feel better. See that? Remember, we're trying to go for well-being. Because when we're stressed and we don't know what to do, we're killing time. We're wasting. I don't have enough time. It's like, wait a second. Let me shift and go up that ladder and go, what can I do in this amount of time? Or I'm going to get this thing done in this amount of time. All right. All right. Next one is making a crazy good choice. And this is how we get ourselves into kind of that victim, like, oh, I don't have a choice. I'm a victim of circumstance. I have a lot of shoulds, living up to what everybody else wants me to do. And then who can I blame? Or we can move into the, okay, I have a choice, kind of like the time. I have a choice. I'm aware of choices and I can access them. I get my own power. And when people who are coming from that mindset of owner, it's like when things go wrong, it's like, all right, how can I use this? How can I learn from this? So again, this is just an opportunity to stop and go, all right, I can take dominion over my well-being. I can use my mind to either be a victim. Oh, who can I blame? This is terrible. Just saying that, it makes me feel like I'm sliding into this hole. Or I can go, all right, I got it. Might be painful, but I'm going to learn from this and I'm going to use it. So this is our exercise for this. And the practice is, it's called the what went well exercise. So every day you might practice the what went well today and why. So I'm going to, we've got 8 people, or well, 8 with me. So I want everyone to share one thing that went well. And I'm just going to call you out. So Cindy, what went well today and why? Give me one thing.
Work went well today. Because I didn't have any really complicated reports.
Okay, nice. Sharon, what went well today and why?
Well, it snowed last night and it was a beautiful sunny day today. So I got to snow shovel the whole driveway and it dried up and it looks great.
So satisfying.
That went well.
Patty, what went well today and why?
Well, walking the dog in 7-degree weather, it went well because we decided to drive to a sunnier place where someone had shoveled and the walkways were dry, Sharon.
Yeah.
So, it was just a matter of changing our route. We walk a certain route every day and we decided get in the car, take the dog to a sunny spot, and that made it a lot better.
Right. So Camille, I didn't mean to interrupt your dinner, but is there one thing that went well today and why?
There's so many things every day that go well. One thing that went well today, I get more done than most human beings in most hours. So I got everything that I'd set out to do today and right on time. Dropped my dog off in Littleton. I'm going out of town tomorrow. So I just got a whole shitload of stuff done.
Awesome. Camille, what went well today and why?
My client sessions went really well and I really enjoyed them and they went well because just being present and just watching how, my people are shifting and changing.
All right. Thank you. Morgan, what went well today?
Today, I had one of my volunteer groups with schooling the horses. There's 6 volunteers in that group and 6 horses. And we started out with like a grateful activity. And the group, it was just one of the best groups we had. We had a good time, a lot of breakthrough moments, and just a good session together.
Nice. All right, Lynn, what went well today and why?
I got started on some grading this evening and I actually got through a few more than I had anticipated I would get through. When you have 47 discussions to grade, and I think I'm at about 12 done. So
That's good. And what went well for me today was putting this together. And really, I used my one of my strengths of creativity, because honest to God, this very beginning part was not part. This thing was totally redone from what I did the last couple of days. This morning, I used my creativity. I brought something new in that I hadn't had before, and it was great. So I nailed it. So practice number 3 is, choice. It's the mindset choice. And just one simple practice could be this, the what went well. And Morgan, your grateful exercise, starting a session with a grateful exercise. How awesome is that? We usually
Yes.
wait till the end.
Right.
Start it-
Yeah.
yeah.
It was good.
Good, 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 good. All right. I'm aware of time, so I just want to make sure you guys know I got a couple things for you. Since I know everybody that's here, I could drop this in the chat or I could just email it to you. So I'll email this link. And if you want to take that VIA strengths assessment, please do. Don't buy anything because it'll say $49.95. Don't do that. Just take the assessment. You can get your report. I'll get a little ding that you did it. And if you want to have a follow-up call, I'm happy to do that with you. 20-minute call. We can look at your strengths. We can look at, because there, you have all the strengths. We can look at the top 5, we could look at the middle, we could look at the end and really get you aware of how to use those. So we'll do that. And then I'll also send you, I don't have the book out, but it's the book of Flourishing, which is really encompasses all of Martin Seligman's work, which is a really great book. I'll send you the summary of that. And then if you know anyone who's interested, or you yourself are interested in looking at the Wellbeing Project, it starts in about 15 days. You can go into my website and I'll email you this link too. This is not an upsell. This is not a, hey, I gave you this free. Why'd you do this one? No, this is not an upsell. This is just making you aware of the work that I do is I feel is really helpful to people and useful. And so I'm experimenting with new ways of getting myself out in the world so that I can service other people and help them with their well-being. And I do have some references for the college teachers in town. They like to know that I actually got it from somewhere besides my head. Oh, look, I made a QR code. Isn't that cool? I'm like, totally cool. Yeah. It goes to my LinkedIn thing.
Yay.
QR me.
Way to
Oh,
go,
it
Terry.
goes to your LinkedIn. Nice.
Yes, yes. So listen, I just want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. It was an experiment of mine to do like this little Facebook thing and invite people in my life, and look who showed up. The really great people in my life. So I really, really appreciate it. So I'm going to stop the share, hang around if you'd like to. Other than that, be well, my friends, and I'll be in
Thank you
touch.
so much, Terry. Really
Thanks,
do
Morgan.
appreciate it.
This is
you.
wonderful, Terry. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Bye. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Oh, everybody left.